Hare Krishna, welcome to Vedic Village. So, we were discussing about Bhagavad Gita. We discussed a lot of questions and we also discussed that Bhagavad Gita gives the perfect answer for them. So, today onwards, we will start Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 1, which is observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. We will step by step try to understand all the chapters in the coming days. So, the scene was set on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is also known as Dharmakshetra, auspicious place. So, for example, if there are honest people, they feel very safe and secure at a police station or court. But if there is a thief, he or she will feel very frightened at police station or court. No need to explain why. Similarly, Pandavas were very pious from their nature, and as such, they were feeling very confident at a auspicious place like Kurukshetra, which is a historical place anybody can visit in the state of Haryana. In that battlefield, the reason why the brothers were on the opposite side to fight and to finish each other. The reason was the crooked intelligence of the Kauravas. Dhritarashtra, the father of Kauravas, he was not only blind by the vision, but he was blind by the spiritual, who was blind in the love of his children, to the extent that he tried to take away unlawfully the property of Pandavas. And as such, Lord Krishna also went for final peace proposal, but Duryodhana denied to give even an inch of land to the Pandavas. Lord Krishna asked finally only for the 5 villages, that let us settle the matter. Don't give the complete kingdom, just give 5 villages to 5 Pandavas. But Duryodhana said that what to talk about 5 villages. I do not give even an inch of the land from my kingdom. And as such, the war was inevitable. The scene was set on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Duryodhana starts observing the armies. He starts praising the warriors in a very diplomatic way. Because in the heart, Duryodhana was fearful. Because he was not on the side of Dharma. He was also fearful that the warriors like Dronacharya, Bhishma Dev, they were having soft corner for the Pandavas. And as such, he diplomatically tried to convey the message to all the warriors that Pandavas are having the warriors which were trained by Dronacharya. Pandavas were the grandchildren of Bhishma Dev. So all the warriors on the Kaurava side, they must fight with all the vigor to defeat the Pandavas. He tried to enthuse specifically Dronacharya and Bhishma Dev that do not try to show your soft corner on the battlefield. He was an expert diplomat and very cunning as well. And in that background, the trumpets, the conch shells, the drums, they start sounding from both the sides, which is the sign for starting the war. The war was about to start. Both the parties were closely related to each other. In fact, they were brothers. They took education together. They dined together in the past. They stayed in the same Gurukula. They stayed in the same palace. They lived together. And now, due to the bad and evil, crooked policy of the Kauravas, the war between these two parties is inevitable. And in this situation, Arjun, which is having none other than Lord Shri Krishna as his charioteer, he requests him, "For the final time, O Lord, I just want to see my relatives. So, please take my Ratha in the middle of this battleground. Senayor ubhayor madhye Ratham sthapito me Achyuta." He called Lord Shri Krishna as Achyuta because apparently Lord Shri Krishna has taken position which is very, very inferior, because a charioteer, he is seen as the servant of one who is sitting on the chariot, but Lord Shri Krishna has taken that place by his own sweet will. He was not servant of anybody. He is the master of each and every one, proprietor of everything that existing. But out of love for his devotee, he takes such a position. He requests Lord to take the Ratha in the midst of the battlefield, and Lord follows the order. Arjuna beholds the view of his relatives. He sees that there is Bhishma Dev, there is Dronacharya. They were so close to his heart. He sees his relatives, brothers, in the spirit of fighting, thirsty for the blood of each other. And when Arjuna sees that, his soft heart starts melting. He comes under grief. His mind starts reeling. And he says, "Drishtvemam swajanam Krishnam yuyutsam samupasthitam sidanti mama gatrani mukham cha parisushyati." That just by seeing these relatives in the spirit of war, sidanti mama gatrani, my limbs of my body are quivering. I am shivering. Mukham cha parisushyati, and in this situation, my throat has dried up. Arjuna faces multiple crises at the same time. The people, those who were so dear to him, he has to fight and kill them. And Arjuna, Srila Prabhupada explains that this was situation of Arjuna because he was hovering on the mental plane and is certain attracted by the clearing material energy. As we discussed, the bodily connections, me and mine, he was identifying on the bodily platform. As such, he was hovering on the mental platform. And further Arjuna says, "Nimittani cha pashyami vipritani Keshava." Nimittani cha pashyani vipritani Keshava. That, O Keshav, O Krishna, I am seeing all the bad signs. I cannot see anything good out of this battle. I am seeing everything bad. And as such, he becomes very fearful. Further, he says that, "Nakankshe vijayam Krishna, na rajyam na sukhani cha." O Krishna, I do not want any happiness out of this kingdom, which I will get by killing all my kinsmen. I do not want it. Better, I will leave everything, let them enjoy the kingdom. I will leave and I will go to the jungle. He literally says that. Arjuna says that it is better to go to jungle than fighting with my own kinsmen and killing them. If the kingdom comes at such a high cost, I do not think that this is a wise decision to get the kingdom, for which I have to pay the price for my own kinsmen. So Arjuna declines. In fact, he declines to do his duty. And then Arjuna starts giving the rationale behind his decision. First he declines to fight, and then he starts giving rationale why he should not fight. And he gives lot of rationale in this first chapter. He says that what will happen to the woman, because if man dies in the battlefield, what will happen? He further says what will happen to the family traditions. He says it is grossly sinful act to do such a war. And finally he says that, Krishna, I decide that it is better to be killed by to be killed by the son of Dhritarashtra. It's better to be killed. It's better to go in the jungle and beg than fighting this ghastly warfare. And Arjuna literally starts crying with these arguments. He loses all his composure. He is in the most difficult situation of his life. They just leave his company. He is unable to reconcile the knowledge, the strength, what he has acquired throughout his life. And in such situation, what Arjuna says to Lord Krishna? Well, we will discuss that in our next video. We hope that the series of Bhagavad Gita will help you immensely. The youngsters are the specific target audience we are making these videos. We hope that this situation of Arjuna, we also in our life face so many difficult situations. How Lord Krishna will give answer to the dilemmas of Arjuna? How Arjuna will be able to solve his greatest crisis of life? These things are the content of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge for active people. It is not only for the sannyasis. We hope that you will find great, profound Vedic wisdom in these videos. Thank you for joining with us. Before leaving, let us just pray for the victims of this pandemic. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you so much for your patience. Hare Krishna.